Hey everybody, how's it going? It's me, yours truly, back with more stuff. It's my birthday a couple weeks ago. 55, double nickels on the dime. How did this happen? 55. You know, I'm gonna sign up for AARP and start demanding my senior citizen discount down at the movie theater and the grocery store. Shit like that. Well, you know, I guess it beats the alternative. I guess. Anyway, I got some cool birthday gifts I'm going to show you. I've shown a bunch of these before. I love this whole series, this whole label, this whole artist. This is Venetia Millenaria, so basically translates as a Millennium of Venice, 700 to 1797, and it's the Sparian 21, Concert to Nations, Jordi Sabal. It's a beautiful book with all kinds of beautiful illustrations and wonderful texts in a variety of languages, and a 2 essay CD program of music covering the history of Venice from 700 to 1797. So almost 1,000 years of music. You know, I always wanted to go to Venice before it sinks into the lagoon. This is maybe the closest I'm going to get. Another beautifully well done book, 2 essay CD set from Ollie Vox. Totally awesome. And I also got the new Bob Dylan bootleg series, More Blood, More Tracks, bootleg series, volume 14. This is the deluxe 6 CD edition. Everything that they could find from the Blood on the Tracks sessions. Recorded over 6 days, 4 days in New York, and there were acetates made and test pressings ready to go, and Dylan was with his family in Minnesota for holidays and decided he didn't like it, and went to a studio with a bunch of pretty much unknown musicians and recut a bunch of songs and made, they pulled everything, made Columbia Records pull everything and put out, this revised version of Blood on the Tracks. And it's, always been, if you were familiar with those outtakes, what he took out, you were like, oh my God, how could you do that? Because those performances are so gripping and powerful, and oftentimes just Dylan alone with a bass player. And, if you know and love that album, Blood on the Tracks, this is essential listening. I mean, if you care about all the ins and outs, it's every time he would sing these songs, it would be different. And, this comes with a beautiful, this nice, really nice track by track liner notes and photographs and pictures of the reels and all kinds of stuff like that. And then the deluxe edition also includes this whole hardbound booklet with lots of photos and ephemera, and here he is with Cher. What's going on here? I don't know, but the coolest thing about this really is this facsimile of this little spiral bound notebook, which is contained in the Morgan Library apparently, of the lyrics for the songs on Blood on the Tracks, in this incredibly cramped little handwriting. I mean, it's really, some of these pages are really, and it's the complete, look at this, look at that. That is wild. So, I mean, once again, finally, God, after how many years, they finally, this is another holy grail of Bob Dylan bootleg stuff. What's left now? That would really be, as revelatory as this, the basement tapes, that 66 stuff. I don't know, but this is great, just great. Okay, here's another birthday present. Caitlin Amelia Smith's Ears. The thing is, I already own this, so I'm going to re-gift this as a Christmas present to someone in the VC. You'll find out. You'll find out who. At some other point. Over here. So yeah, I want to show you a couple of other CDs. I got this directly from the artist Ingrid Laubrock. Contemporary Chaos Practices, 2 works for orchestra and soloists, which includes Mary Helverson, Chris Davis, Nate Woolley, and of course Ingrid Laubrock are the soloists. This is on Intox. It just came out. I have raved about Ingrid Laubrock before, and I'm going to again. And it seems to fall on deaf ears, but I don't care. I'm going to rave about her again. What is it, people? Is it because she's a chick? Don't think chicks can play jazz? Pfft. She's a monster, and she's a great composer. And as a liner notes put out, for a jazz musician to do a large-scale orchestral piece is just insanity. It's just a massive money-losing proposition. But it means that she's in the same league as someone like Anthony Braxton, who she had studied with and plays with, and she's not going to just be lumped in that jazz bag. She's got bigger fish to fry, and believes in the concept of art music. That and art music. That music can be art. Instead of just like, ooh, snap your fingers and ooh, I feel so groovy. Yes, this is excellent. Highly recommended. You can go to ingridlaubrock.com, get it directly from her. She will send it directly to you. I'm friendly with her, and so she even sent me a little note. It's really nice, really nice. So yeah, highly, highly, highly recommend. Okay, it's another night of bourbon and bitters. Cheers, everybody. Whew. All right, one more CD I want to show. I said last time I'm kind of a hip hop kick. I found this. I think this is the original version of Jay Dilla's Donuts. I think there's a reissued, remastered version after he passed away. I don't know, but so good. So the story is he's on his deathbed basically. He's in the hospital for 8 months solid, but he had his MPC and people would bring him records and he had a little turntable and he was making beats. Made this record and died 2 weeks later after it was released. And I love it. It's hypnotic. He's these beats are hypnotic, and they're also it isn't like you listen to it and go oh, this is the music of a dying guy. He's still going for the funk and the whatever. He's still got that spirit, even though he's fucking dying of this rare disease when he's only in his 30s. It's totally fucked up, man. But anyway, I also like it because there's no real rapping on it. It's mostly instrumental and vocals taken from records and stuff, and it's just hypnotic and deep, and I dig it. It's I may not really be for me, but I like it. I like the way it sounds. All right, so yeah, okay, no more CDs. No more CDs. How about 7 inches? How about if I show a couple 7 inches? Thanks. Oh man, Darren, is that your name? Thanks for the message reminding me about the new GBV singles. Yeah, I'm on it. I'm not gonna forget anymore. But yeah, there's another 2 Guided by Voices singles. These are actually 6-song EPs. First we have, what is it? The first one is Wine Cork Stonehenge. GBV 185 from the forthcoming album that's coming out, I think, in February or something. So 6 more songs from that, and then we have 100 Dougs, which is 6 songs from the record that's going to come out in 2020, I think is right, got some nice Pollard collage stuff going on, and no colored vinyl or anything like that, but 12 more songs. And I gotta say, and I say it every time, the guy knows how to rock, he knows how a rock song is put together, and it makes you, bop along, and maybe it's in one ear out the other, and they don't really stick unless you listen to them over and over again, but it's just in the experience of playing these, it's like, it's just great rock. It rocks. And there's nothing wrong with rocking. Cheers, everybody. I'll keep sipping on this and maybe get yappy at you. All right, so got to see Sam Bird right before Thanksgiving. That was awesome. We had a bunch of technical difficulties. I guess that's inevitable with all this. The more complex I make things here, but we got some cool stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know. No one really cares, so I don't know. And so then, of course, there was Black Friday, Record Store Day, blah, 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 blah. There was no way in hell I was going to drive all the way to East Nashville. I still haven't been to Grimey's. I may never go to Grimey's. I don't know. So I went to my local on this side, and by the time I got there, they had been all picked over. But they did have this, and I thought, all right, this is such great music, and this label does a great job, and even though it's kind of spendy, I thought, all right, well, why not? The Eric Dolphy Musical Prophet. It's the expanded 1963 New York studio sessions. 1963, that was the year I was born. So what this is 3 LPs. First LP is Conversations. Second LP is Iron Man. And then the third LP is previously unissued official studio recordings. Now, these may have circulated in other forms. I'm not really sure. There's a beautiful booklet included in here, and then you realize, well, that's why this is so damn expensive. That booklet is... I'm not going to pull it out. The booklet is, that shit costs a lot of money, But thankfully, the pressing and the fit and finish of the vinyl records are really very, very nice. And the sound is tremendous. And this stuff has never sounded better. It's in glorious mono. I think it was cut by Bernie Grunman. Worth every penny, for sure. I mean, if you love Eric Dolphy as much as I do, that stuff is really primo Dolphy, where he's really kind of being allowed to do what he really wants, outside of the Blue Note, Douglas, let him do that. But anyway, great reissue. And so they were also having a 20% off sale, so I decided I'd pick up another Resonance thing that had been sitting there, and I thought, well, 20% off, sure. Grant Green, Slick, live at Oil Can Harry's. 2 LP thing, recorded from 1975. This is kind of, unfortunately, exactly what I was expecting, which was sort of middle of the road, kind of funky 70s stuff with, Now, surprisingly, Boogie on Reggae Woman and For the Love of Money, this long medley is the best thing on it. I was thinking that was going to be terrible, but it's actually the best thing on it. And it's kind of sad because Grant Green was really one of the most tasteful guitarists ever. And well, anyway, so this is just okay. The sound, the presentation, everything's awesome. Another beautiful booklet, but musically it was a little meh. So okay here. So now, not the Moog thing there, but to the side there, I have a Make Noise rack system, a shared system, and I love it. And I have to thank Blake for sending me the Make Noise shared system series records. He went to the big 10th anniversary thing at Make Noise. I can't talk. I need more alcohol. So Blake, he went to the 10-year anniversary celebration of Make Noise Music in Asheville, North Carolina, and he kindly picked up a bunch of stuff for me, including the first 5 Make Noise records, these 7 inches, called the Shared System series. Really, Blake, if you're watching, again, thank you so much. I owe you big time. And so I saw recently that Make Noise was bundling up a bunch of the Make Noise 12-inch EPs into a Make Noise Renee tote bag. You'll notice the Renee sweatshirt. I am a total Make Noise fanboy. I think Anthony Rolando is a fucking genius. And I've said it before, I might even try to link it if I remember. There's a wonderful YouTube video where he's introducing the Ocoast little mini semi-modular desktop thing, which is a wonderful synthesizer for only $500. Highly recommend it. I have two of them, where he explains like the whole history of electronic music in America and his whole like how he learned how to do all this stuff. And he's anyway, amazing guy. So yeah, 3 EPs in a tote bag. Who could resist? You know, for a great price, they're like $10 each. I, for one, could not resist. So here we have, this is Make Noise Records number 6, Caitlin Aurelia Smith, Abstractions. These are all EPs on clear vinyl at 45 RPM. Sadly, they're all kind of warped, but thankfully, my wonderful turntable and periphery ring clamp takes care of minor warps like that, no problem. So they sounded fantastic. So this is really nice. This is from 2016, I believe. Those of you who weren't so taken with her vocal records, this is a purely instrumental, made on a Make Noise shared system, bleepy bloopy, spacey, wonderful stuff, as only she can do it. Really big fan of hers. And then we have, this is Make Noise number 8, Hypoxia, Division of Trust. I'm really not familiar with these guys, but this was really nice. Spacey electronic music, kind of edgy and dark. And then it also included Make Noise Records number 9, Banahafar Matière. This is beautiful. She's really interesting artist. Yeah, beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Now you might be asking yourself, now where's Make Noise Records number 7? Oh shit! Oh shit! You may not be saying that to yourself. Actually, you might be switching me off and going and doing something worthwhile with your life. Maybe you are. I was wondering where Make Noise Records number 7 was. Well, as it turns out, it's by Alessandro Cortini, and so therefore it sold out immediately, and I had to resort to Discogs and find a copy, and it just arrived today. Alessandro Cortini. This is called Spie or Spy, Spie, S-P-I-E. This sounds like some of these, you know. Some folks do overdubs and very carefully sort of constructed things, and this seems a little bit more like live. And you know, Alessandro Cortini does his modular thing live with 9 Inch 8 Nails, which I think would be really interesting to see. This sounds like a live sort of thing, and it's wonderful. It's really inspiring if you're into like modular synthesis to. You know, to go, how did he, I can sort of tell how he put that together since I have a shared system myself. Anyway, cool stuff, really cool stuff. And that does it for new stuff. Most of which came in the mail, you know, haven't really been digging. This had been sitting around at one of my locals for a long time, and they finally dropped the price on it, and I decided, well, I've got a bunch of crap I can just bring and sell, and bring this home. So I did. And it's a Celebrate Ornette. This limited box set on SongX Records, which of course is Ornette Coleman's label, I believe, administered by San Donardo. And so what this is, it contains the Celebrate Ornette concert that took place in 2014, which includes the last public appearance of Ornette Coleman. He plays on a few tracks. And then he died around when they were going to put this out, and then so this also includes a memorial concert from Riverside Church in 2015. So it has all the music on 4 pieces of vinyl. It has 2 DVDs of the events, and then I think 4 CDs. maybe 3 CDs. So it's all that stuff in this beautiful box with a lovely book, a book, and it's number 1291 out of 1600. It has a reproduction of the. Here, I guess I'll just show you all this. How long I've been rambling? Oh, 20 minutes. Okay, so here we have the sort of the. Is this all going to fall out? It is. It is. So here, this is a reproduction of the memorial service booklet, which is really nice. And you have this sort of gatefold thing with the liner notes and the DVDs, some of these notations, and these liner notes. And there he is with Sonny Rollins. That's pretty cool. And then you have the CDs. And then you have 4 LPs. I'll have to admit I have not listened to the LPs. They appear to be in fine shape. It's really kind of more of a memento sort of thing. I was a huge Ornette Coleman fan for a long time. And Sam was here. He was saying about how he doesn't listen to much Ornette anymore. I have to admit I don't listen to him much anymore either. I don't know why that is. I don't have really a thing about it, but it meant a lot to me at a certain point, and it just the Grateful Dead meant a lot to me at a certain point, and then just as it recedes from I don't know. Give me more alcohol, more alcohol. God, am I even gonna post this? Okay, one more thing. People are putting out their Christmas records, and I've been kind of looking for this one. Yes, it's one of the most famous Christmas records of all time. Merry Christmas from Bing Crosby. Now, the thing about this stuff is, this record's common as dirt, but of course the originals are from like the 40s and 50s and early 60s, and so the mono all the way. A lot of the this record came out, I think, in 1965 on Decca, and those originals are mono all the way. But later pressings, and they would often say, rechannel for stereo, particularly when MCA took it over, and there's a bajillion different variations of this thing. So I find this, and I'm like, okay, I don't see any markings for stereo. It's like a mid-70s MCA blue and rainbow label, and I'm like, and I go and look it up on Discogs. Now, of course, there's an amazing essay on Discogs of like all the variations of this record, and so I find this one. It says this one. Okay, yeah. So it says MCA 15024, formerly MCA 167, and they talk about how like some of this formerly MCA 167s were still crappy rechanneled stereo. But it said later ones substituted the mono mix, including the blue and rainbow label. I'm like, score, yay! So 350. Got this for 350. Cleaned up great. Actually, haven't listened to it, but it seemed to have cleaned up great. So Merry Christmas from Bing. Merry Christmas from Bing. I'm not a big Christmas guy, especially these days. But, it is what it is. Pull it out and listen to it on Christmas Eve, maybe. Christmas morning with a donut and coffee. Okay, everybody, thanks for listening and watching me ramble for 23 minutes. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.